All right, folks, welcome back. So while we talk about communication, you have to be able to hear it. Maybe you got yourself a little shortwave radio with one of those little stubby antennas, not picking up much. Maybe you tried some wire antennas, didn't work well. Today we're taking a look at a different type of antenna. This is the GA450 active loop shortwave antenna. Let's check it out and see if it's worth it. All right, folks, welcome back. So I'm going to preface this by saying that previously, about 2 years ago, I purchased an antenna similar to this, and I actually purchased it, and it was garbage. It was horrible. Didn't do a thing. As a matter of fact, it seemed to make more noise than anything. It actually made it worse reception than I would have gotten with the little antenna. So the radio that we're going to be using when we test this is going to be the ATS-25 Max decode, and we're just going to take this little antenna off the back and plug it in there. This antenna does rotate around. It is powered by a little 18450 battery inside, I believe it is. There you go. So you just turn it on. You can charge it up, and it will be ready to go. So what would this be good for? Well, if you can put a long wire outside of your house for your antenna, hey, by all means do it. But if you live in an area where you live in a condo maybe, or a restricted HOA type place, this is an excellent antenna for use indoors. You want to put it near a window, near an open window, and see how well it works. It doesn't need to be open, but as long as it's near a window, that is best. I did try it here, and I actually had it plugged into a power station, and that was a mess because it was picking up the RF hash off the power station, plus the lights out here. My above light is a fluorescent, so it's an LED fluorescent, so you can imagine how loud that thing is. So when we do test this, we're going to test it outside to see how well it performs. Now, this ring body is made of stainless steel, okay? Type-C charging, very convenient on the back. You'll get a good long time out of this, actually. I accidentally left it on overnight. It was still full, so I topped it back off again. Your receiving frequency is going to be 2.3 megahertz to 30 megahertz, and that's an adaptive frequency. You have two types of feeders here. You have a BNC connector to a 3.5 plug, and a BNC to BNC, which is what we're going to be using today. Okay. You also have an adapter here for your antenna if you have a one of the little Baofeng-like antennas. I forget what this is. This is the male version of it. And you screw that right over and you'll slip the BNC over it. So if you happen to have a smaller radio that has that type of connector, you're not lost, okay? You're all set. And they do give you a charging cable. I just have it over here on the side. So I did top it off before the video to make sure we were all good to go. So like I said, I would suggest that you don't run this with a power station or a power brick. Charge it up and run off the battery. The battery is easy to replace if you had to. This literally just pops open on the back here, those little slots, and the battery's just sitting right there. It's not a hard thing to replace. I'm still trying to find the name of the battery. I believe it's 18450, but I'm not sure. It's the shorter, same diameter but shorter battery. So you're going to get about a gain of 20 dBi on this thing. It does have a 1,000 milliamp hour battery in there, so it's going to last you a while. It doesn't really take up too much. So what I want to do is take this outside, and we're just going to put it outside in the front and see how well it receives. I'm even going to try to pick up some AM with it, so we'll see if it does AM as well as it says it does. I know it won't work for FM, so let's scan around the bands. Let's get this set upside and see if it actually works. All right, so you see the simple setup, and I just have it on a frequency here where I heard some hams talking. Of course, the minute I turn the camera on, they go away. But you see the setup here. I'm just going to have this kind of over to the side here, and I'll just move it around. I think they were finishing up a net, so you probably won't hear them anymore. But I'm going to scan around and see if I can find some signals for us to listen to. If you listen carefully, you can hear it in the background there. And I'm not sure where the signal is coming from, but it is pulling something in, so it's better than the stock antenna. Just wanted you to hear that. It sounds Spanish, so probably they're talking Spanish, I'm not sure. But you can see it's pulling the station. So let me move it around a little bit and see what else I can find. Now we're on 20 meters now, and I'm hearing Spanish again. At least it's really good at picking up towards Mexico. But again, we're not getting some super strong stations in it. I did check on both 40 and 20 meters before I came out here on my HF rig. They weren't very active. So let's move around to some shortwave bands and see what we can hear there. So, very interesting. This is WWV. I turn my antenna like that, and you can hear the static. Okay? When I turn it like that, it gets rid of all the outside noise. That's coming in extremely well. Anyway, definitely working well. Let's move around a little bit more. Sounding like some kind of religious station there. I'm going to move the antenna around. Yeah, this way seems to be less interference. And it is fading in and out. Yep, some kind of religious programming, but pretty cool. Cover this up so you can see. We're actually pulling an FT8 off this antenna on 40 meters. Yeah, AM was nothing. You can't hear anything on AM out here. Very, very once in a while you'll be able to pull something in. But that's pretty darn impressive if you can see up close there. We pulled in one so far. One signal. So it is working, and it does offer an improvement over the standard antenna. Is it incredibly better? No. But if you're living somewhere where you can't have an antenna, it's better than just that little piece of metal sticking up in the air. So let's take it back inside and let's finish up the video. So we saw that it is marginally better than having just the plain old telescopic whip. Way better than that. But, you know, would I pay, these are $89.99. Would I pay that for it? I probably wouldn't, unless I was in a situation where I absolutely could not have anything outside of my house. Now, again, nighttime reception is usually a little bit better on shortwave, at least on the lower bands, and it's, 10 o'clock in the morning here, 9:41. So we're not going to get, the best reception, but it did pull in WWV, the time signal, very, very well. And I was able to hear some ham reception, and with this, it would not have heard that at all. So would I pay $89-$90 for it? Nah, I probably wouldn't. This is going to be one of those things where I'm going to leave it up to you guys. It does work. It does do what it's supposed to do. Is it spectacular? Well, not really, but it might work for you. It might work for your particular situation. If you live in a high-rise on the 20th floor of a building, and of course you can't throw a wire antenna out there and, or string it up to the building, across the street, it may be better. It may help you out. If you have any way to get some kind of wire antenna outside of your house, you can even take an alligator clip and clip it onto the top of this and run it outside of your house somewhere. Even in an HOA, you can kind of get away with that if you're careful. So I would say in extreme situations, yeah, it's okay. But would I go out and spend extra money on it? Nah, I probably wouldn't. But all in all, it did what it was supposed to do. It did as it performed. And loop antennas are very interesting, the way they operate. So, even if you're just a new ham or you're interested in radio and you want to learn a little bit more about them, there's definitely a lot of resources out there. So the weight on this is about 1.04 pounds. The dimensions on it, 8 inches by 6 inches by 2 inches. Very, very small. It's not a huge thing. You're going to get, they say, about 20 dBi. I did notice that this is very directional. So when you get a lot of noise, like on WWV there when it was really noisy, and I turned it back towards the side of my house and it was quieter, definitely works. Did what it was supposed to do there. It comes apart fairly simply. Basically, you're just going to disconnect your thing here, and you're going to disconnect this piece here and take it right off, and it's ready for travel. That simple. You can take this off your antenna, and you are good to go. So, would it work in an extreme situation? Yeah, I probably would. Would I personally go out and do it in my particular situation where I am right now, where I can have wires everywhere if I wanted? I wouldn't. So, that is the deal. That is this little GA450 active shortwave loop antenna. I'll put it down in my. I'll put the link to it, and I'll put it in my Amazon store. You may want to try it out. With Amazon, that's a good thing. You can always return it if you don't like it. It did do what it was supposed to do. It just didn't do it like where I was like, wow, can you believe this? It just worked okay, So maybe we'll do another video later on with it at night and see if it performs a little bit better at night. But for my testing here, I probably could have connected a wire to this and probably gotten a lot better signals in if I, had the room to put the wire out. Anyway, folks, so thank you for watching. Like I said, I'll put a link to it down below if you're interested in checking it out. Don't forget to check out all our other links, our Amazon affiliate store. We also have our freeze-dried wholesalers link. Folks, if you are not stocking up on food by now, with what's going on in the world, I would definitely advise you to at least try to stock up a little bit. And even if you can't afford that, get something. Go to your grocery store and buy canned food. Things are looking kind of interesting in the world. I feel like we're constantly on the brink of some kind of war or disaster. So at least in the last couple of years I do. I didn't feel like that before. So definitely check out Freeze Dry Wholesalers. You can save 15% by using my link. Just click the link, shop as you normally would on the site. When you get to the end there, you will see a 15% discount on the corner in your shopping cart. And don't forget my Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Lots of good deals going on there. Got the specials on the 3-month kit again. $200 off. Under $600. Can't beat that for 3 months worth of food. 2,000 calories a day. Good stuff. And of course, Thrive Life Freeze-Dried Food Store. Don't forget to check out mine there. You don't have to be a member there. You can just test out the food. If you want to become a delivery customer, every month you get a set delivery. You decide how much is right for you and you get that. Or you can become a consultant, sell to your friends, maybe make some money off it. I thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go put this thing away and see if I can try it out tonight. Stay safe and stay prepared.